Alright, so good morning and welcome back to Luxembourg. Right now I'm sort of drawing a close on my trail running season, and I'll definitely do a spring marathon. And that also means that I'm turning my head back to the new road shoes that are on the market. Nike Pegasus Plus is one I'm probably going to be getting sometime down the line. New Balance SC Trainer V3, too expensive in the EU. For some reason they're pricing that at 250 euros, which is a bit ridiculous to be honest. But yeah, one that is sort of at the top of my list here is the Hoka Mach X2, which sort of gave me the idea to do a bit of a revisit on the Mach X1 here. So yeah, the Mach X1 is definitely a shoe that I've gotten pretty good use out of. I mean, I've done almost 400k in it. Yeah, just take this video as a bit of a retrospective review on that and whether or not the V2 is a shoe that might be worth getting in the future. So yeah, let's check out this area here and have a closer look at this shoe. Now just looking at this upper here, it's actually fairly standard. There's nothing really that special about it. The mesh is not super thin and breathable, and there's quite a lot of padding back here in the heel. Tongue sort of, yeah, reasonably thin, but has quite a bit of cushion here where you tie up the laces. And yeah, certainly has a nice bit of structure back here in the heel. So there's nothing really that remarkable about this upper. Just kind of, yeah. This shoe is 227 grams in my size 40, which is just sort of standard daily trainer category really. So it's not exactly a super light shoe. And yeah, as we just looked at this upper, I feel like this is sort of a bit of a missed opportunity for Hoka, as I think if they had given this a bit more of a thinner and more race shoe type upper, that would really have helped to reduce this weight a bit and make it a bit more competitive with other sort of super trainer kind of shoes. It's meant to be a kind of super trainer speed style shoe, but I find it's not quite there if you compare it to the competition. Take a look at this midsole now. Well, you see this white stuff here. This is all Pebax foam, which is the same stuff as Hoka uses in their race shoes, like the Rocket X2 and the Cielo X1. But then you have this greenish stuff here, and this is EVA. And just looking at this setup here, you can already see that you only really have the Pebax in the forefoot here. And another thing that this shoe has is a plastic plate here, which you can see poking through this hole. And well, what this all does to the shoe is it creates a ride that is very much dominated by the EVA, and add a plate into the mostly EVA shoe and it becomes pretty stiff feeling and just not exactly nimble and agile underfoot. So it seems to me like Hoka has been a bit stingy with the Pebax in this. There's this tiny bit in the forefoot here. To be honest, you barely notice it's there really. It's just a bit of sort of extra cushion in the forefoot and not a whole lot of response to it really. So it ends up feeling like a pretty stiff daily trainer really. You only really seem to get a real response from that when you're kind of pushing the pace a bit. But at the same time, this thing's just sort of a bit too heavy and clunky to be a true sort of speed shoe. So it sort of sits in the middle range there, meaning it's not quite an easy daily trainer, but doesn't really have the top end speed either. So at the end of the day, it's a bit of a niche model for me. So today's run maybe not the most spectacular run in terms of sightseeing, but we do have quite a few nice little Luxembourg cyclist bridges here. Yeah, the Hoka Mach X, it kind of reminds me of another shoe that I kind of hate, which is the Adidas Boston 12. As that shoe has the similarity that it also has only a very small portion of the good foam in the forefoot, which is Lightstrike Pro in that case. And what ends up happening is you really feel like it's more of a Lightstrike shoe with a bit of extra cushion in the forefoot. I mean, it's not quite as bad as that one, but still a shoe that I'm not all that excited about, as you can probably tell. And yeah, this is where the Mach X V2 will hopefully come into play here, as it seems to address a lot of the issues I have with the V1, at least judging by pictures. I mean, the upper on that one seems a lot sort of thinner and racier, which should hopefully reduce the weight a bit. And it has more P-Bax foam as opposed to the V1, which is mainly EVA, as I've pointed out. Yeah, I mean, the V1 is not a bad shoe and I've really gotten good use out of it. I will probably be using this more until it starts to really break down. And the V2 keeps the P-Bax plate in there as well. For all intents and purposes, it should be a shoe that can handle much quicker paces than this one and really move into being a proper speed shoe, where this is more sort of in between for me. And yeah, is the V2 a shoe that you're interested in as well, then please do leave me a comment, or if you have experience in the V1. And yeah, hope to hear from you there. Yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video then. Bye bye.